The Sabbath twins, beyond the myths. In the village of Umuchukwu, twins were once seen as beings who carried both mystery and potential danger. But when Ngozi and Okoro, devout worshippers of God, welcomed their twins Oluchi and Zoputachi, they refused to follow the customary rituals that the villagers had long believed were necessary to appease spirits. The twins' birth sparked quiet fear among the villagers, who held to the old beliefs that twins could bring either great blessing or catastrophe. The birth of Oluchi and Zoputachi. Oluchi and Zoputachi arrived on a quiet, clear night, their cries piercing the silence with a strange sense of destiny. Ngozi and Okoro were overjoyed with the birth of their twins, but they knew the village customs well. As soon as news spread, the village priest, Okoro, approached them. According to tradition, the twins would need a ritual that would determine their true nature at the age of 7. Okoro insisted it was the only way to protect both the twins and the village from any supernatural influences. But Ngozi and Okoro had different beliefs. They worshipped God, the creator of heaven and earth, and held that all life came from his hands. They refused to see their children through the lens of superstition. Instead, they trusted that their twins were a divine blessing. This belief, however, set them at odds with the village traditions. The decision against the ritual. When Oluchi and Zoputachi reached the age of 7, the pressure on Ngozi and Okoro intensified. Okoro returned, accompanied by village elders, urging them to let the twins undergo the customary rites. But Ngozi and Okoro held their ground, refusing to submit their children to the ritual. God has given us these children, they said. We need no other confirmation than his word. Faced with their firm refusal, the elders and other villagers grew increasingly fearful. Some thought Ngozi and Okoro were inviting a curse upon Umuchukwu. Others wondered if the twins had already brought a dark influence to the village, as recent harvests had been poor, and a strange illness had affected some livestock. The village needed a sign, a reassurance that Oluchi and Zoputachi were safe to be around. Seeking the wise king's counsel. Desperate but resolute, Ngozi and Okoro took a bold step. They went to seek the counsel of King Amadi, the wise and fair leader of Umuchukwu. King Amadi was known for his openness and his love for the people, and though he respected the traditions of Umuchukwu, he was also willing to consider new ideas. King Amadi listened to Ngozi and Okoro's plea with great interest. He asked them why they had chosen to reject the ritual, and they explained their faith in God, the Creator, who they believed needed no intermediary or additional rituals. Instead of sacrifice, they asked to hold a prayer to God and dedicate their twins to his care. King Amadi thought long and hard, recognizing the courage in Ngozi and Okoro's words. After consulting his own heart, he granted them permission to pray to God as they wished, hoping this choice would bring peace to the village. He declared that Oluchi and Zoputachi would be accepted without undergoing any traditional rituals. This decision shocked the village, and many watched with curiosity and apprehension to see what might come of it. The Sabbath blessing. On the 7th day, which Ngozi and Okoro held sacred as the Sabbath, they gathered their children and went into the forest, away from the stares of the villagers. Together, the family prayed to God, asking him to bless Oluchi and Zoputachi and to let them grow into righteous and loving people. Their voices rose together in gratitude and trust, and for the first time, Ngozi and Okoro felt a profound peace settle over them. In the weeks that followed, Oluchi and Zoputachi continued to live peacefully, and no misfortune came to the village as many had feared. In fact, the village began to experience unexpected blessings, a bountiful harvest, healthy livestock, and a season of peace. The acceptance of the twins. When a full year passed without any sign of curse or misfortune, the villagers grew more accepting of the twins. Oluchi and Zoputachi became known for their kindness, helping neighbors and sharing in the life of the village with joy and respect. They showed no sign of dark powers, and instead, many felt their presence brought calmness and blessing. Seeing this transformation, King Amadi gathered the villagers and publicly declared that Oluchi and Zoputachi were full members of Umuchukwu, blessed by God and free of any need for further rituals. He praised Ngozi and Okoro for their steadfast faith and encouraged the village to respect their way of worshipping on the Sabbath. From that day, Oluchi and Zoputachi grew up without fear or prejudice. Their story shifted the old beliefs in Umuchukwu, teaching that faith and love could stand alongside tradition, that peace and trust could transcend superstition. The villagers came to see the twins as a living example of grace and strength, a legacy that continued for generations to come. The moral of the story. True faith requires courage, and love can challenge tradition. This story teaches that steadfast belief in a higher power, combined with courage, can help us overcome fear and break free from limiting customs. Ngozi and Okoro's faith in God and their commitment to their children helped them face societal pressure, ultimately transforming not just their family's life, but also their community's beliefs. By standing firm in their values, they showed that love and faith can bring positive change, even in the face of deep-seated traditions.